Hi Ultimate Gardeners, welcome back to the Ultimate Gardening channel. My name is Emmanuel Arcet, known to be the Ultimate Gardener. Come join me in becoming an Ultimate Gardener day by day. So in today's exciting sprouting video, we'll be tackling a project in the front of my garden, but this video is mostly going to be focused on how to save perennials from the clearance section at your local nursery. So as you can see behind me, I have a few plants set out right here. I have 3 hardy hibiscus, which are going to be the main focus on this video, and a few or 4 placements of cranberry hibiscus, which are just backdrops, and those are just accent pieces for this project to bring it together. But our main focus are the head over heels blush hardy hibiscus that are in the front right here, which is going to be our main centerpiece. These 3 I bought yesterday at Lowe's at clearance sections for half off, but there is a few things you need to learn when it comes to buying these types of plants off the clearance section so you guys can have a successful save. So we're going to be talking about how to find the perfect plant. We're going to talk about what you should do when you bring it into your house or bring it to your house, and third, what you should do when you plant it. So let's go ahead and talk about our first topic. Coming into our first topic is what you should look for when choosing your plants at the clearance section. Number 1, right off the bat, the main one, you do not want to have any disease or pest on your plant. You do not want to introduce a different problem into your garden and have your garden covered in pests. So you want to make sure your plant is free of disease or pest. Number 2, you want to get a good sturdy plant. You want to make sure you get a sturdy plant that you know will thrive in your garden, that will not need any support or any type of problems later in the future. So you want a good structural plant as well as a sturdier plant. Number 3, you do not want to have any broken plant. I know that's a lot of things you'll see in the clearance section. If it's an annual, go ahead, annuals will bounce back. But when it comes to perennials, it's quite different because it will affect their growth year after year. So you want to have any plant that is not fully broken. If it just has one branch broken, go ahead and take it. But if it's fully broken, I would not recommend it. And our final point is you do not want to have any plant out of season. The thing is, when it comes to plants out of season, is usually they are already stressed out. They're gonna have problems coming up the following year. So for example, like hardy hibiscus, which is our main focus today, the thing about this plant is that they will die back. For example, one of them, I will bring the camera closer to you, to one of them, which is showing signs of that it's getting ready to wrap up for the season. But the top of the plant looks so healthy, and I believe that's the plant that I saw setting buds. I don't know, but the top looks so healthy that I believe we still have a bit of time before all hardy hibiscus goes to sleep for the winter. So you want to make sure those 4 points are checked off on your list. So coming up to our second topic is what you should do when you bring them to your house. So number 1, which is the main important one, is give them a good drink of water. Once plants like these hardy hibiscus have been put in the clearance racks, it's just days until they're thrown out. They are completely neglected. No water, no fertilizer, no nothing is given to them. So that's why I say it's just days until they are thrown out. That's why I couldn't let these babies go to waste, so I had to pick them up. So number 1 is give them a good drink of water. So coming on to our second point is you want to put them in the shade if you don't know where you're going to put them in yet. I recommend doing this because they are in extreme weather conditions when they're in the clearance section and neglected. So put them in the shade while you don't have an area where to put them in. That's what I did with my hardy hibiscus, and they're doing terrific right now. And so that brings us into our third point, which is you want to go ahead and plant them right away. You only have a week span for those plants to actually be planted. I say that because clearance plants usually are the outdated plants, and they have been in their containers for the longest time. So you want to just plant them in the ground and get them ready for when they are ready for the next following up season. And that's another thing, which brings us to our fourth point, is do not expect blooms that first year or the year you plant them. Because usually plants you put in they are in the clearance section, they're out of bloom, they're out of season. So for example, like these hardy hibiscus, I might get away with a few blooms after they die out, but that's gonna be it. So when it comes to the next following up season, all your hard work is gonna pay off with a beautiful show of flowers. So you want to go ahead and just keep in mind that you might not get blooms the first year you plant them, but the following year you will have blooms. So now let's actually go ahead into depth and actually plant these babies down. And let's go ahead and jump right into the planting guide. So the first thing you want to do is you want to amend your soil with fertilizer and fresh soil. The thing is, you'll notice that every clearance plant and any plant you have, that they already are with these little green or white balls. That's like slow release fertilizer to them, but that has already been outdated and already be used, and it's already done for the season. So you want to refresh them with some nutrients and some nutritious values so they can bounce back up and hopefully bloom for you that following year. So amending your soil with fertilizer and fresh soil is key. Well, our second step is you want to clean up your plant completely. You want to take out any dead blooms, aka spent blooms. You want to take out any dead leaves, any broken branches, anything that will just take the plant away from its proper energy to grow bigger and bloom. You want to go ahead and remove it, so you don't want to waste energy and unnecessary things for your plant. So I went ahead and I already took out any dead leaves or any unnecessary branches out of the hardy hibiscus to store more energy. So our next point is to rough up that root system. Now we're moving into the actual planting part. Like I stated before, these plants have been in their pots for so long that they need their roots to be roughed up so they can grow out into the ground easily. So while I was at it, I removed any weeds that was around the plant, which is another thing. You want to remove all weeds and clear up the space you're going to plant your perennial in, because it doesn't need any competition with absolutely anything. So that's the next point. So now it's just getting ready to plant. You want to plant and make sure you damp that soil around that root ball so it makes sure it's in contact with those roots so it can grow outwards. And then we'll move on to the next point, which is watering. So that's technically it. So once you plant them and you did all the things I told you, give it a good another soak of watering and keep watering it every 2 days, making sure that they do not need any extra water. Do not over water either, so not over excessively. Once you see that they pushed in a little bit of new growth, you could go ahead and just set that back to water every week. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. So to main gardeners, that's going to be it for this exciting sprouting video. I finished the project today. Everything has been planted and I absolutely love how it came out. I will be giving you guys an end of season update as well as a video on what to do when hardy hibiscus is dying back for the winter. But hopefully you guys found this video interesting and informative, because I had very much fun filming this video actually. So thank you all so much for watching this video. May God bless you and your family, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye guys.